Hello, welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes with Freed. I'm your host, Michael Freed. I'm a litigation partner in a matrimonial and family law firm of Berkman, Botker, Newman, and Shine, with offices in New York City, Westchester, and Long Island. And today, my special guest is Michael Grossman of Succession and Estate Advisory, LLC. So, Michael, welcome to 5 Minutes with Freed.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sure. So, Michael, tell us, what is Succession and Estate Advisory LLC, and what's your role in the firm?
Well, my role in the firm is it's my firm. I founded the firm. We started about 8 months ago that I went out on my own. And the whole purpose of the firm and what I do is to help people through life events, whether it's planning for college, whether it's dealing with estates, trusts, gifts. It's a whole side of the tax world that a lot of people are not familiar with. I think there's a great void in terms of the services that people get in this area. Obviously, the very wealthy, they're taken care of, but there's an awful lot that people need to understand about the fiduciary tax side of the world. There's only two guarantees in life, death and taxes.
Yes. Michael, you know that I'm a matrimonial and family law attorney. When would my clients most often require your services?
Well, when people go through divorces and dealing with children and major issues in their lives and very, very difficult times in their lives, when they come out the other side, everything is different. Sometimes one spouse takes care of more of the finances. Sometimes one spouse takes care of more of, various different things relating to their family, their children, and their future. And people like myself can help people understand, okay, I've never filed my own tax return before. What does that encompass? I want to make sure my children are taken care of now under these circumstances. And maybe there are provisions in the divorce settlements with respect to setting up a trust for a child, setting up a life insurance trust to make sure that if God forbid something happens to one spouse or the other, that the children are taken care of and protected. So when you go through various life events, people always say that this is, I mean, like in the estate planning world, but it's not. It's a life planning world. And people really need, and as I said before, there's a great void, I believe, when people go through these things. And to be able to step in and help them understand, okay, I want to set up a 529 plan. Now I have alimony or child support. What do I do? How do I take care of my cash flow or setting up a budget? So all of those different phases of life, my experience of doing 30 years worth of individual partnership and corporate returns, plus all of the fiduciary side of things in terms of planning, gifts, estates, trusts, dealing, unfortunately, if people have children with special needs, and helping them walk through those phases in their life.
Sure. So, Michael, what would be the best way for a prospective client or other professional like myself to contact you?
Well, a couple of ways. I have a website, which is succession and estate advisory LLC.com. They could reach me via email at mgrossman, MGROSSMAN, at SEA dash, not a hyphen, but a dash, LLC.com. And my phone number is 516-528-2014.
Perfect. So now, Michael Grossman, we've now come to the most important part of our show, and that happens to be the question of the week.
Uh-oh.
So, Michael Grossman, this is your question of the week. You're given three boxes. One has $1 million, another has an amazing adventure trip, and the third has a magical artifact with unknown powers. Which one would you open and why?
Okay. I'll go backwards for a second and I'll say I'm not going to open up the one with the magical powers because you threw the word in unknown and that can go a lot of different ways. So we're going to scratch that one right off the bat.
Okay.
Um, an amazing adventure. Um, I'm going to be really boring here. And I'm going to say an amazing adventure is a great thing, but it's a specific thing for a specific period of time and it ends. And yeah, you can have memories of it, but I guess, looking at things the way I do, I think the $1 million, and I don't want to sound materialistic, but I'm going to be, professional and say, well, I want this, for my kids' future or my grandkids' future. And I know that's boring, and I know people are going to say, oh, come on, have a little fun. But you know what? If you asked me that question maybe 10, 15 years ago, I probably would have taken the adventure. But
Well,
you get a little older, you see and live a little bit longer. I guess my perspectives have changed, so I'm going to take the boring, conservative route. Sorry to disappoint your fans, but
oh,
that's the way I would go.
well, I have to tell you that that is still a great answer. And Michael Grossman, you've said it all. You are helping people through transition one day at a time. And I want to thank you for being a wonderful guest on 5 Minutes with Freed.
Well, Michael, thank you very much. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. I respect what you and your whole team does in the firm, and I look forward to working with you in the future.